Check this out. You know what it is. It's your boy Bush. This another reaction video. Let's get into it. Let's get in tune. Another perspective dedicated to my little bro, always Marco, and my big cuz, Maul Maji. Free Mace Lope. Let's get right to it.
Here to react. Got Bullight on my mind, mighty, mighty bull. He's got the flow, he's got the beat. Can't stop when I see his teeth. Bullight, the mighty bull, hosting reactions. Can't you tell? Gotta laugh, got a point. Join me, let's get this thing right. Got a point, join me, let's get this thing right.
Yes, sir. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Here we go again with the Trap Lord Raw saga. Y'all seen the title, what I said. Something ain't right. I mean, unless he really be in them streets and he's seen what's going on, I'm confused of how he's just so sure, you feel me? And how when he talk about stuff happens. People get arrested, people get accused of things. When he does his specials, it ain't just like he does a special and it's all good. And it's not like he's talking about stuff that's over with. He talks about the hot shit. He is a plant. A Poetic Flacco said he's one of the best hip hop journalists. No, he's one of the best American gang journalists. That's what I said. American gang journalist. That's what he's good at. But let's get into this this crazy Trap Lord Ross exclusive that got the streets mad at him right now. Streets is hot. 19 bodies or whatever he's talking about. NBA Youngboy, you know, the people love him. It seemed like Trap Lord Ross is really determined to have him in there with Dirk. Let's drop it.
If I told you NBA Youngboy had 19 people killed, would you believe me? Right now, nobody has a bigger buzz in the rap game than Youngboy. His Massa tour reportedly grossed over $70 million and is on track to be one of the top 10 earning rap tours in American history. Only the realist Youngboy fans would know that
Future sold his whole catalog for 70. The big dogs is up there. So he said 70 million. Future sold his whole catalog for 70 million. The boy made a 70 million ball off a tour.
He spent the last 5 years in and out of prison and on house arrest, unable to perform, but also making him impossible to kill.
In and out of prison. I don't even know if he even went to prison. I think he did some little time in jail. And he was on house arrest most of the time. He said, in and out of prison. And on house arrest, he said, he spent his last 5 years in and out of prison. And he whispered the house arrest. Peep how this shit go, bro.
Murder. He famously caught double attempted murder charges in 2016, attempting to avenge his murdered cousin Boozilla. In his most recent stretch, he spent just under a year behind bars after pleading guilty to numerous charges, including federal gun charges stemming from a heavily armed music video gone wrong, as well as state charges for a devious plot that saw Youngboy and his friends impersonating doctors in an effort to get their hands on unlimited prescription pills and drank in the state of Utah. These efforts at putting together a drill rapper starter pack robbed Youngboy of 5 years of his freedom, but between jail stints, he was on house arrest, forced to do nothing but fight his depression, pop pills, and make some of the most groundbreaking gangster rap that had ever been made. Youngboy was prolific with his releases while on house arrest and in jail, releasing 7 albums and 7 mixtapes, all of this while battling for his freedom, meaning that even behind bars, within just a few years, Youngboy's work rate had surpassed many of the biggest artists in the world entire careers. But this year, in 2025, he walked free from the federal FCI Talladega prison, getting an...
Is Youngboy gangster rap or emo? Because that song, stole my heart, don't know when I know you don't. Gangster rap is, I don't know, but maybe because I'm, You know, I'm half West Coastian and half East Coastian, so gangster rap to me is different. Let me continue.
Early release in March, with one of his conditions being a whopping 60 months of strict probation. And despite his official rap sheet of serious crimes and unofficial title of the Murder Man of Baton Rouge, in May 2025, he inexplicably received a presidential pardon from the Slimander-in-Chief himself, Donald Trump. Apparently, this was the direct result of lobbying carried out by political heavyweight DJ Academics, who was the one who asked Trump's son to pardon Youngboy during a campaign stream.
A lot of people are asking, there's a guy who's a beloved, you know, he's just a misunderstood guy, actually. His name is NBA Youngboy. If Trump gets back in office and this guy's locked up, we got to throw him to the top of the party.
Man, that's why Youngboy don't really mess with Academics. Academics was responsible for helping him get out. That's crazy.
Come on.
This presidential pardon cleared the path for Youngboy to have a fresh start, not just getting back his freedom, but freeing him from any probation or restrictions that would have prevented him from flying around America or the world on tour. And he would return almost 5 years on from his cancelled 2020 tour in 2025, embarking on his Make America Slime Again tour in honor of Donald Trump.
Am I tripping? Or do all the like gangster rappers, the big time rappers, love Donald Trump and Donald Trump mess with them? Is that a coincidence or a strategy? I don't know, man. We know Trump ain't stupid.
Youngboy was rumored to have been able to make as much as $100 million per year from his insanely successful gangster rap career, numbers that frankly many people would kill for, or perhaps in this case, kill to protect. Like many gangster rappers in this generation, Youngboy has been accused of having people murdered. In this case, over a dozen people have allegedly been murdered in order to protect his 9-figure gangster rap empire. Actually, it's less that he's been accused of organizing over a dozen murders, more like he's actually confessed to organizing over a dozen murders, with numerous lyrics over the years seeing Youngboy rapping about murder and references to a body count that seemed to grow year by year from at least...
Definitely got to watch him, because he was saying the same thing about another artist. And when he went through the lyrics, I'm like, the shit don't add up. He knows how to rap and make cool songs. He's not an artist. He wouldn't understand. I just can't go by what he's interpreting, because he was wrong before. I caught him a couple times. In a minute, I'm gonna go back through my shit and find out where I caught him and then really expose him. But I rock with him, but we expose each other. So YouTube
seemingly
streets,
confessing to having 3 bodies and subtracting 2 attempts or losses around 2019, to shockingly claiming at least 3 times to have a total of 7 bodies by 2020. His kill count would appear to rise to 12 plus a child by 2022. By March 2024, he was claiming to be responsible for 15 murders, and apparently he would reach a grand total of 19 bodies by June 2024.
Everybody let me know when the police say, we're looking at NBA Youngboy for these murders. NBA Youngboy is a suspect. When the police say that, not Trap Lord Ross, who probably should take the trap out of his name. He might need to be Bat Lord Ross. Bat Lord Ross. He's a legend. NBA Youngboy was accused of these bodies, or they allege he did these bodies. I want to hear when the police say, yeah, NBA Youngboy is a suspect. NBA Youngboy did it. And not the streets, and not Reddit, where he get all this information from, and not Trap Lord Ross. I can't rock with it.
Police say the local rapper was shot and killed at his home at Lakeside Villa Apartments on Wellwood Drive after midnight. That way, shooting at a student walking home from...
Watch what he's going to do. He's going to put the lyrics together, and then he's going to say he's alleged to doing this. And he's going to put the lyrics together. He's the one alleging that he did this.
You gotta watch the technology, bro. New details surrounding a violent crime that happened here around 7:15 Saturday night. The police try to get to the bottom of a drive-by shooting in Baton Rouge. Police say someone shot Jason Dixon several times. Hey, look, hanging out, one time to flood them on the interstate. Today, Baton Rouge police named the 2 people killed on River Road last night. 2 people were killed and 2 others were sent to a hospital. We now know the name of the person killed in a shooting in Baton Rouge. Police say 24-year-old Deontay Veal was shot and killed. Investigators say 23-year-old Tremaine Phillips died. Breaking tonight,
How dramatic is this? He gets to just play all the killings that ever happened in Baton Rouge. Convenient on the NBA Youngboy thing where he's saying he killed all these people. Let's play all everybody that died in Baton Rouge. Let's play all the articles.
Person dead after a shooting on Sherwood Common Boulevard. Person shot and killed along North Acadian. 30-year-old Jawan Alisi was shot to death.
No, that ain't my work, man.
They are looking for information on the shooting death of this man here.
And this isn't some huge secret. In fact, I discussed in my previous video, Youngboy, Real Killer or Fake Gangster, which I made a couple years ago when his body count was still at 12.
Wait a minute, y'all caught that, right? This dude don't even gotta say alleged no more. He straight said it. When his body count was still at 12. He put the stamp on it like he know for sure. I'm telling you, he worked with them feds, and the feds is making up stories, and he putting stuff in their head. This is crazy. You don't even gotta say alleged no more. He straight said when his body count was still at 12.
But the truth is, Youngboy isn't the person pulling the triggers and committing these murders personally. He openly raps about contracting killers over 7 times, never even seeing the face of the people doing the hits. Although his 2016 double attempted murder charges would prove that he's clearly capable of pulling the trigger if it came to it. In efforts to prevent him bailing out on his prior charges, the FBI have openly labeled Youngboy as the known leader of a violent Louisiana gang. And the truth is, he is literally surrounded by shooters.
Okay, the FBI labeled him as a leader of a gang. He's gonna, Trap Lord Ross is gonna convince us that he killed 19 people with the lyrics and stuff. FBI say he's a leader of the gang. I don't know no street gang that's that organized to where one man is dropping all those bodies and ain't nobody know about it, and he ain't go down. One guy's calling all these shots. And the way Trap Lord Ross said it, he make it sound like Youngboy is out there pulling the trigger himself.
At all times, with a number of the most notorious shooters in the South being affiliated with his NBA or Never Broke Again record label and his alleged 4K Trey street gang and their allies state to state, meaning that wherever Youngboy goes, he's accompanied by countless crash outs who are ready and willing to shoot and catch bodies to protect Youngboy and his multi-million-dollar interests. So in this video, I'll answer once and for all, are all of these murders and murderers the secret ingredient to Youngboy's gangster rap empire? Does Youngboy really need shooters around him at all times to make sure he stays alive and that his rivals die early? Or is he
every rap star at this level needs security? What the fuck is you talking about?
Destined to meet the same fate as his biggest rival, Lil Durk, and eventually going to get taken down by the feds, who might well still be at this very second working tirelessly to solve these murders while he's reaching the peak of his career? Well, in this video, I have all of the answers. Did
you hear what he just said, bro? Did you hear what he said? I never watched this video when I said that in the beginning. I said he want him in there with Dirk. And I said he's an FBI plant. He knows the FBI is working hard because he's right there helping them. He came to LA, Mazed out, probably went to the FBI building, talked to his homies. The guy got to be a plant, bro. Look at this shit. He said, well, the feds is probably working tirelessly to get him. If he a killer, then let him catch him. But this, you're not going to tell me Trap Lord Ross ain't a plant.
23-year-old Tremaine Phillips died.
Breaking tonight, one person dead after a shooting on Sherwood Common Boulevard. Person shot and killed along North Acadian. 30-year-old Jawan Alisi was shot to death.
No, that ain't my work, man. They are looking for information on the shooting death of this man here.
And this isn't some huge secret. In fact, I discussed in my previous video, Youngboy, real killer or fake gangster, which I made a couple years ago when his body count was still at 12. But the truth is, Youngboy isn't the person pulling the triggers and committing these murders personally. He openly raps about contracting killers over 7 times, never even seeing the face of the people doing the hits. Although his 2016 double attempted murder charges would prove that
it's amazing how slick this guy is and how daring he is. It's because he's from London, because he's out there in London. He said it's 12. What did he say about the 12? And you heard how he said it's so certain, even though the boy ain't accused of none of this stuff. His mama watching this shit. Say this, in America, they say we innocent till proven guilty. Police do their work, you guilty, you're a killer, bye. But to be a guy with this much power swaying public opinion like this on some shit because you so sure when you're all the way in London, but you so sure about what you're saying. You just said he, after the 12th body he did, there's no, this is messed up. This is foul. It's kind of foul. In America, we're supposed to be innocent till we go in front of that judge and they say, oh, you did that. That's when you call me a killer. That's how it's supposed to be in America. But then again, he's in the UK.
When his body count was still at 12. Wherever Youngboy goes, he's accompanied by countless crash outs who are ready and willing to.
Yo, Trap is so envious of Youngboy. I promise you this. Trap reached out to him back in the day. He loved his music. He know all this shit. He reached out to him or something. and he didn't get the love. He went to a concert, didn't get the love. He seen it, and he got some vengeance against gangster rappers. He definitely a plant, though. That's what I do think. Honestly, I ain't even playing. I'm not trolling. Not trying to make a viral video or whatever else. I'm saying this guy's a plant. It's a bullshit.
Shoot and catch bodies to protect Youngboy and his multi-million-dollar interests. So in this video, I'll answer once and for all, are all of these murders and murderers the secret ingredient to Youngboy's gangster rap empire? Does Youngboy really need shooters around him at all times to make sure he stays alive and that his rivals die early? Or is he destined to meet the same fate as his biggest rival, Lil Durk, and eventually going to get taken down by the feds, who might well still be at this very second working tirelessly to solve these murders while he's reaching the peak of his career? Well, in this video, I have all of the answers, as I'll reveal one by one the gruesome truth behind each and every one of Youngboy's alleged 19 murder victims, which have never before been identified publicly until now. Social media rumors regarding exactly which NBA members people think pulled the trigger. Much of the information in this video is based on public rumors, and I can't.
Okay, so, but why do you have the Chucky, Trap? Why you got the Chucky, though, Trap? What you representing with that Chucky? What Chucky used to do? Put in that pain. Chucky chase you down. Why you got the Chucky, Trap? He's safely tucked away out there. So why not? Shit. Do what you do. Get your money. I know his checks be fat. And when you look at that Google Earth photo and you type in the Youngboy where he grew up at, whatever, I don't know the address, but on the Google Earth, I don't know if it's still there, you see the picture of Youngboy, but people don't know that G Money was standing right there with him too. They was young.
Youngboy would eventually release his first mixtape, Life Before Fame, under the TBG label in 2015. But soon, issues like jealousy, disputes over money, and street beefs seemed to cause a falling out between Youngboy and TBG, and in the aftermath, he and his close friend OG33 branched off and started their own movement that would eventually be worth hundreds of millions of dollars. I'm of course talking about NBA.
Yo, that boy 33 was a smart one. He knew something. That's that real friendship. He had faith in his boy. He knew something. He was like, let me, you know what I mean? But 33 talented too, though. He ain't no chump, and he a hustler. So they made a dynamic team, obviously.
aka Never Broke Again, which became both a rap label and a tight-knit crew of Youngboy's closest friends, as well as his most prolific shooters and killers. This included infamous figures like Ben 10, Big B, Herm, Montana, Michi Baby, KD, Lil Pap, and Baba, just to mention a few. Moreover, in countless lyrics, Youngboy and other NBA members would claim allegiance to a gang known as 4KT or 4K Trey, which appears to be a larger street alliance in Baton Rouge, and possibly also in other cities that Youngboy and his friends would represent. There's been endless debate about the true underlying meaning of 4K Trey. Some have suggested it refers to those who kill for Youngboy, or killing for Kentrell. Others have suggested that it actually referred to the beef with TBG from the south side of Baton Rouge who rep the 4, saying that they're 4K or 4 killers, and that they banged the 3 or the Trey, while others have suggested that it refers to 4 ever killing the Ops. But whatever the true meaning, the broader national alliance of this gang appears to be within the Bloods, more specifically the notorious East Coast originated Blood faction known as Money Murder or SMM, who are known for sometimes representing themselves with the bright green color instead of the traditional red, while also making use of
That's that famous slum. Yo, SMM, Peter Rolock. That gang holds so much weight because Peter was like, fuck it. He went down for what he went down for, and we ain't heard a word from him since. He been under the jail. No communication. People been fighting, saying he deserved some communication, saying that this time he should get, and they still don't want to give it to him. So yeah, that type of strength that show the ghetto, and then that shit spread it like wildfire, that SMM, sex, money, murder. I know because I travel.
Other symbolism based on this color theme, like calling each other slime. But before NBA or 4K Trey would allegedly commit their first murder, they would suffer a tragic loss of their own, which led to one of the only incidents where Youngboy himself had been confirmed to have personally been involved in a shooting. These events began unfolding when Youngboy's cousin Boozilla, affiliated with a crew known as BBG or Bottom Boy Gorillas, was gunned down in November 2016. BBG was a direct rival to TBG, the label and gang that Youngboy declined to sign to, who had since turned from Youngboy's acquaintances to his main rivals. In the aftermath of
cousins, they got some cousins that love each other more than brothers. That situation looked like young boy really, you know, he loved his cousin, and when it passed, that shit affected him heavily. That happens in life, that do.
Zilla's murder, Youngboy would wind up catching a double attempted murder charge for a shooting incident where he and other known NBA members tried to avenge Zilla's death. The following year, in 2017, Youngboy would plead guilty to aggravated assault and ended up getting a suspended sentence in this case. Effectively, the judge had been very merciful and granted him a second chance at life in his career with strict conditions. Soon after his release, he would hit the big leagues with his music, dropping the coveted AI Youngboy mixtape, charting on Billboard, and signing a $2 million deal with Atlantic Records. But while Youngboy's career was reaching new...
So because he signed a major deal, started making hits, young hits, making a lot of money, touring, doing it big, and he became, when you make the most money, you're the leader in their eyes, I guess. But he wants the same thing that dude that ain't making no money want. It's a gang. They all want the same thing. Because he's got the most money, that don't mean he the leader. And because he's making these songs and he's talented with the rapping, that don't mean he calling them shots. That's what Trap Lord Ross got to understand. And he going on Reddit. The kids is telling them, yeah, listen to this. It's just ridiculous.
New heights, his feud with TBG would intensify, and his former friend G Money would soon become his biggest rival. G Money would begin dissing Youngboy with dedicated tracks like WNBA Smoke, where he appears to threaten to send his shooters at Youngboy and the NBA crew, rapping that if you take it there with him, you're not going to make it back. Youngboy would fire back in songs such as Ride on 'Em, with chilling lyrics claiming that the only way the beef would end was with G Money getting shot, and even hinting that he'd put a bag on his head. Now, before we go any further, I just want to make one thing clear. You can hate on Youngboy all you want, and you can call me the feds, but this is a dangerous man who warns his enemies and tells them exactly what's going to happen.
Not my boy. His gang, he comes from a crew. This crew, they all want something. They all want the same thing. He has the most money. Just because he got the most money doesn't mean he has the most influence. And if something goes down that he don't have nothing to do with, but his people got more resources because he got money, you can't put that on him like he's the mastermind behind it. That's what's going to happen. It keeps happening, and these dummies keep doing it. It's like a Young Thug situation, and I think Dirt is going to be the same thing. I ain't gonna hold you
to them. G Money was warned what would happen in 2017 if he kept playing with Youngboy, but he didn't take these warnings seriously, and he wound up being the first of many who unfortunately found out the hard way that nothing can get in the way of the NBA empire. The conflict kept escalating throughout 2017 as both sides would go back and forth on social media.
Yeah, that like my little partner, he used to be like my little brother. He stayed with me and everything. Everything was still all good until he started, you know what I'm saying, like doing his own thing, getting him a little buzz, getting a little money. He just got the big, he mad about his sister too, though.
No, I think rest in peace to G Money. But obviously, Youngboy was a little dude. He probably wasn't like feared or nothing like that. He was a little dude. You know, he probably was crazy, but to his cousins, he was just a little Cantrell. But that talent, when he started rapping and getting the influence, maybe the big cousins looking at him and can't help it, they gonna feel away. They don't even know they feeling away. Start acting different. Cantrell gonna feel that too. But I don't know the origins of the beef, but I know when the young homie start shining over the older guy, sometimes it go wrong, sometimes it don't. For the smart, humble, cool dudes, they make it go right and they get paid like 30. What's his name? Like him. But I don't know what happened here. He said he hit his sister, so that's different too.
About his sister? Yeah, I had a long time ago.
She don't like me or something. I'm about beefing. What it is? I don't like you. I'm gonna keep on it. I don't like you.
Talking about you don't like this and that. You ain't no for you to like, you heard me?
G Money wanted all the smoke, and his next move would be a fatal escalation. On August the 27th, 2017, G Money dropped his notorious song Industry, another dedicated diss track aimed at Youngboy and NBA. But this time, G Money would get way more personal, mentioning people close to Youngboy like his late cousin Zilla and his mother Sharonda, as well as his sister, this time in a way that made sure that the relationship between these two former friends would never be repaired. But perhaps most interesting
is at the beginning of around like the beginning of Dissing the Dead type shit. I want to find out the year that I know that these kids been Dissing the Dead, but damn, they was cousins too. We thought that Jacksonville shit was crazy with over there because you had cousins killing cousins, family, and all that type of shit. But he oh my God. Let's keep it pushing.
Interestingly, G-Money also revealed that someone had allegedly put $100,000 on his head, with Redditors later spreading rumors that Youngboy's notorious manager Big Dump was actually the very person behind this $100,000 bounty. Famously, the video also prominently featured a Chucky doll, which was apparently a reference to an earlier Youngboy video called What I Was Taught from September 2016, where the same doll could be seen. And this cursed doll would continue to pop up in spooky ways on both sides of this beef for years to come. From here, G-Money kept taking shots at Youngboy and the NBA crew whenever he could.
You, when you do this and do that and do that, you ain't sticking with it. So you, I ain't tripping on no this and no none of that. You heard me? You, your mama, your brother, your cousin, your auntie, your uncle, whoever. Way throwback. You heard me? I made you script and you ain't do nothing about it. So how you think you could? So how you think you can tell me something?
And unfortunately, in some of these videos, G-Money was also revealing his location, as he can be.
Yeah, but G-Money said, and rest in peace, like I said, he said NBA Youngboy was mad. It seemed like he was more mad. He mad because little cuz glowing up. That's what it looked like to me. That's my observation. Because I ain't see Youngboy really say nothing too crazy. He just said, if you don't like me, what's going on? Then he said, I don't like you. I'm gonna keep it real. And then when he said that, that's when G-Money came with all the super extra disrespect. And you talking about the dead and things like that. Yeah, we could you know, well, let's go.
Seen standing outside a building while claiming that Youngboy suddenly turned into a supposed killer after getting his record deal.
Say, Lil, you know you ain't living like that, man. You get a deal and you done turn to a killer. When you start doing all that, man, you know you ain't.
See, he got your little cuz got a bigger deal, got more money, and you think, you know, you was more the guy in the streets or whatever, and you ain't no bow down to that. Ain't none of that. So you going 100% ham.
Cut it like that, man. You know TBG been your muscle, boy. And the same you talking about usually don't live in jail wherever they at, man. That's the same ran you out of Nouveau in the city, man. Yeah, you remember Will? Yeah, Will's out there. And you remember you ran. And
was he one of the leaders of the TBG, and that's what's caused the split, and because of the smoke between him and Youngboy? That mean I know some of them homies back there is like, damn nigga, why you had to get in beef with Kent Trap, nigga? We could have been over there living, and probably some of them dudes. Nah, I heard that war still going on, so I don't know, but. And I'm assuming that's what caused the split up, but I don't know about that either. Shit, nobody know nothing. That's my whole point of the show. But Trap is talking like he know. It's all fact. What Trap say, he speak like it's facts.
You know this store, man. You know what's down with us, man. You hear me? Real. And I'm living out shit. You hear me? Everything you got with a deal, like I did without a deal, man. You hear me? You know, 30 plus on my neck with no deal. Yeah, for real. Driving a $100,000 coupe. Man, yeah, with no deal, money. Boy, you better stop playing.
He talk about money with no deal. He know NBA got more bread than him. He heard about that. I think he was hurt. Rest in peace to him, but I think he was hurt about that.
Understand your place, son.
People familiar with the city of Baton Rouge could likely recognize easily that he was standing in front of a local recording studio on the 1900 block of Dallas Drive, where TBG were known to record at. The very same studio was also featured prominently in the music video for G-Money and Boulevard Quick's track, Set Trippin'. Unfortunately for G-Money, he massively underestimated two things. He underestimated how easy he was to find in the city, and he hugely underestimated a Youngboy and the NBA crew's willingness to kill to protect their budding empire.
Okay, now let me explain something to Trap. It's only going to take a couple seconds, just a few seconds. Trap, when G-Money said, we bend your muscle, TBG bend your muscle, that's him. He actually dissing everybody around Youngboy. Youngboy don't got to tell them dudes to do nothing. There's some gang stuff going on. He said, we bend your muscle. That means he dissing them dudes around him. So it could have been that too. It could have been one of them dudes that's like, fuck that. Let me go handle that. Show Cantrell how I play and move up in the ranks. Niggas don't gotta tell nobody to do nothing. You dissed the whole gang. You said, we been your muscle. And he got muscle around him right now. You said, nigga, you ain't shit, nigga. We was your muscle. I don't know about y'all, but I know certain things. I ain't gonna hold you. And I know that mentality, that the other crew is listening like, what? Somebody might be a nutcase in that crew to go ahead and handle the business on their own. There's always a few of those. So that's all I'm saying to Trap. Because everybody assumed they know, but nobody know. You wasn't there.
In the early morning hours of September the 10th, 2017, G Money was at that very same studio, seemingly recording another diss track aimed at Youngboy, where he called the people's favorite rapper a liar. This would unfortunately end up being his last recording, as around 1:30 a.m., G Money would step outside the studio building and take his last breath before he was ambushed and shot dead.
Baton Rouge police are looking into a deadly shooting that claimed the life of a local rapper. Police say someone shot and killed 22-year-old Garrett Burton on
the moment he said, TBG, bend me your muscle. And I know it was this situation way before he said that, but as we watching it, the moment he said that, it was gang banging. That's gang banging. TBG, bend your muscle. The gang, his gang is like, what? Just the whole set and the big homie, the money making homie. A nigga that just copped my mama house, a nigga that got me riding clean. He ain't gotta tell me shit. He don't gotta order nothing. And you know how much you could look at his concert, see how much the kids love him. Now, if you want to play that position to be his op, then make sure you got everything together, your security, your money, and everything together, because people are gonna come at you. And he'd be at home in the bed sleeping. This is what Trap not getting.
Dallas Street around 1:20 last night. Burton performed under the name G Money.
An alleged picture of the shooter at the scene would later circulate on Reddit. G Money's good friend.
Well, that's why I say you're a player, because they want to get a case. They don't give a fuck. They gonna make up something in their brain. They gonna say that's what it is. They all look at each other. Yeah, I think you're right, Matt. Yeah. Matthew, definitely. And they gonna rock with it and they gonna make it the truth. When they got a plant like this motherfucker, powerful dude that dropped them documentaries and the whole YouTube streets go crazy. They believe everything he say. He drop a documentary, then the damn indictment come down. He drop a documentary, then the indictment come down. The nigga, he's a plant. What you want from me? He get a check from FBI, check from YouTube. He living real nice. Big bread, big guap, facts. Promise you, he making generational wealth fucking around. He's stacking it up. He got a whole system to make the videos. The boy is a pleasant.
Matt Chapo, who was with him at the studio the night of the murder, would later describe the evening's dark events in a later interview.
I was the first out the door. G walked out that door by himself. I told him before he walked out the door, like, and when I went to go get the slippers, he walked out the door on his own. And they start shooting. When they start shooting, I really didn't know what was going on because I heard a boom, but when as soon as the shooting stopped, I ran out the door. Nobody was I still never saw nobody. It was more like, you know what I'm saying, it fucked me up instantly.
But just as chilling as the murder itself were the haunting details that came out afterwards. The day after G Money was killed, someone would go to the studio to document the murder scene, where they ended up capturing footage where bloody pillows could be seen laying on the ground. A picture of this pillow would also be posted on social media, where it would eventually go down in infamy as one of the most terrifying.
And look at, he posts this type of bullshit. Nobody needs to see that. You can't post a picture, don't post that bullshit to give people the chilling effect or whatever you're trying to do. We could talk about it. You're talking about a person, though.
Sentence. But interestingly, Pap would still swear to the judge and people close to him that he was innocent, and this sentiment was shared amongst G Money's close friends like TBG rapper Fredo Bang, who would also later claim several times publicly that Pap indeed wasn't G Money's killer.
Y'all all sending me that. Still sending it to me. I was like, you seen it? You seen it? Yeah, I seen it. Oh, he's making arrests. Might be wrong. The man ain't do that.
Do you know the guy that's being charged?
So now, see how backwards Trap is? The police made an arrest in it. The Trap believed the rappers. The rappers lied about everything. I killed him, killed him, killed him. I'm the leader of this shit. I'm the one. And he believed all of that shit. Now that's the problem. I mean, he's not really a hip hop baby. He don't understand this shit. He gonna learn though.
Okay. You said that you didn't think the guy that they're charging with the murder actually did it.
No.
Youngboy's lyrics on the leaked song, Keeping It True, seem to echo this same sentiment.
Yeah, he gonna sit there and tell Vlad, the other Fed, no, he ain't do it. Like,
with him rapping how after an op died in the night, his brother kept it solid and didn't tell, even though he wasn't the shooter. Even G Money's own mother would post on social media after Pap's guilty plea that she also believed that he wasn't the actual killer of her son, leaving.
Okay, but sometimes people get stuff a little misconstrued too. If you are with the person that killed somebody and you driving or whatever else, you're gonna go down for the same amount of time, 9 times out of 10, unless you rat on everybody. So if you get if y'all out there, you know what I mean, one of the dudes get caught, he supposed to just go ahead and take it. That's what the rules is. That's what it is. That's what you're supposed to do. What are you gonna do? Come out, they caught us. Get from under there, they caught us, man. You need to come on out of there. Ain't even see me, nigga. Nah, they seen you.
And this first murder connected to Youngboy and his squad of killers still shrouded in mystery, not only robbing G Money's family of justice, but also meaning that whichever NBA soldier who did kill G Money might still be walking the streets and stages behind Youngboy to this day, being ready to kill again. There's of course been various rumors as to exactly what went down that night and who was responsible. G Money's mother would make a post on Instagram showing a picture of 3 prominent NBA members, BBG Fredo, Ben 10, and Baby Joe, saying these were the 3 people that the police said killed her son. Other rumors would circulate, particularly on Reddit, where many have claimed that Pap indeed was not responsible, but was only connected to the case due to being caught with the gun that was used in the hit, while some have denied this. Some spread false rumors that Youngboy might have killed G Money personally, but he apparently had the perfect alibi, playing a show in New York City at the Gramercy Theater that very night.
Crazy shit go in the hood, how quick shit go down. When G Money, rest in peace, was like, you know, TBG, we've been protecting you. We've been your protection. It's so easy for the niggas that's hanging around, drinking the air, smoking, doing whatever else they do, and they watching that together. You say, what? Protection? Nigga, nigga, they start BBG, but I know the gang's been started way before that. But what I'm saying is, you can't assume you know what the fuck is going on. Young boy upstairs writing a song or fucking smoking or with a broad or something. They downstairs plotting up all this shit because the gang was played. You don't ask for permission if your gang is played. That's the biggest I know. You feel me? Ain't no if they say something about y'all and you know what I mean, ain't no asking for permission. Go handle your business if they the ops or whatever. So why does Trap determined to make Youngboy the mastermind? You see the dumb shit he did to get his drugs. You think he's the mastermind killer behind this, putting it all together? No, he come from a place where killers is born and his crew, his friends, or whatever else. I don't know, but what I'm saying is it's not how you paint it, Joe.
Other NBA members would be caught on live with Quando Rondo in 2018, including OG3, Ben 10, and off-screen, Baba Osama, who is heard saying that they're smoking on G Money before a frustrated OG3 ends the live abruptly.
Yeah, we smoking on G Money right now. What?
One far-fetched rumor circulating on Reddit suggested that NBA Herm and Baby Joe were actually the shooters and that it was Ben 10 who threw the pillow and told him to go to sleep. Herm's name has been put forward by some on social media due to very suspect posts made by Youngboy over the years, as well as the fact that he appeared right next to Youngboy when he laid his head on the pillow in the music video for Bitch Let's Do It, as well as being on the original live that teased the song, with people commenting how crazy it was to rap these lyrics stood right next to the killer. Some believe that Youngboy actually confirmed that Herm was responsible on social media during a feud with the rapper No Cap, where No Cap had apparently claimed that everyone in Baton Rouge was trying to claim the G Money murder, with Youngboy responding that you must not know about the Black Sheep, referring to Herm's nickname, while others adamantly believe that actually it was Ben 10 who was truly responsible for the hit, which makes the fact that he was caught lying.
Okay, so you saying what everybody believe, and then you're telling us what is facts. That's amazing. So because you say it's facts, it's facts.
Liking the IG posts of the mother of G Money's child, all the more chilling.
And that's what you're telling the feds too. And they're like, yeah, works for me, Trap.
But even as the mystery continues, so does the disrespect, as G Money's grave has been vandalized numerous times, and G Money's mother still has no justice, as she heartbreakingly has posted him on her Instagram page every day for years. But sadly, she would only be the first of over a dozen mothers who would mourn the loss of their children. And the sad truth is that while G Money had been a direct threat to the budding Never Broke Again empire, some of those who lost their lives appear to have simply been in the wrong place at the wrong time. The next body is one of the most debated when it comes to the alleged murders that Youngboy.
Wait, so let me get it straight, because I didn't. He's saying Youngboy killed her too. When? How? What?
Responding that you must not know about the Black Sheep, referring to Herm's nickname, while others adamantly believe that actually it was Ben 10 who was truly responsible for the hit, which makes the fact that he was caught liking the IG posts of the mother of G Money's child all the more chilling. But even as the mystery continues, so does the disrespect, as G Money's grave has been vandalized numerous times, and G Money's mother still has no justice, as she heartbreakingly has posted him on her Instagram page every day for years.
That's gang shit. There's no gang. They got one person up top that's doing everything. It's not the mob. It's not all that the other shit. Dudes, they feel a way about somebody disrespecting they loved ones, and that's what it is. That's been the gang shit since it started in the whatever 60s or whatever. He's want to make it like a Rico shit. Like NBA up top on the mountain saying, he said something, kill him. Oh, kill him too, kill him too, kill him too. It's absolutely ridiculous. I can promise you that. I'm a ghetto boy. I know what I'm talking about.
At the scene soon after. Although the news reports would acknowledge that Boulevard Quick was already the second TBG rapper killed in recent years, the authorities had no suspect or motive. Interestingly, some people who followed a subreddit about Baton Rouge culture, not necessarily its gang culture, but the city at large, would even be aware of Boulevard Quick's disrespectful attitude and murderous tendencies, showing even that everyday people living in the city would too be celebrating his death. But Boulevard Quick's death was followed by numerous occasions of Youngboy and his NBA 4K Trey affiliates dissing him and seemingly implying that they had
I don't know why Trap Lord Ross is so obsessed with death. Sheesh. You know, he making stars out of these people though. This is gonna make NBA's tour, his next tour, bigger, and every other name that he's saying, all them other minions, all the other dudes in the crew that he's mentioning, and rest in peace to G Money and all that. You know, it's just gonna keep the shit going. Basically, is all it's really gonna do. That's probably another one of his goals. I told you he a plant.
Directly responsible for the murder. The day after Quick died, Youngboy would appear on an IG Live while being in noticeably good spirits. He would rap lyrics from his upcoming track, My Mama Say, an interesting name for a song, given that his mother had just been exchanging words with Quick, rapping that people keep talking about touching him, but they're the ones who keep ending up dead. The full song would drop the following month on Youngboy's new project titled Realer, which included numerous lyrics that seem to imply that Youngboy has people killed and is planning to use his newfound rap game riches to pay his shooters to keep killing people for him. He would rap specifically how he smokes up with his hitmen while plotting the next murder, and that they tell him that all behind Youngboy they will kill people and that he will guarantee their check if they wet their targets. He would rap about the killers around him looking up to him and saying that he has bodies and that he hopes they don't catch up with him. In later songs, there would also be much more obvious references.
I could play a whole bunch of rappers that say that same thing, that ain't ever touch shit or do shit.
Towards Boulevard Quick specifically, like the song Impact, where Youngboy rapped how someone dissed his mother, so he ended up killing them. And famously on the song 1.5, where he raps that his mother had told him to leave Quick dead for speaking on her. Also, other NBA members.
So notice, Trap, you said he was accused of all these murders. Right now, you're saying lyrics of stuff he said. So is it more he confessed to all these? I don't know what you want us to do or say, but you are bugging. He's accused of all these murders. You didn't tell me nobody that accused him of any murder.
Would participate in the dissing, like NBA Big B, who in several songs dissed someone fat who died, clearly referencing Quick, even including a cover art of himself literally smoking on Quick, while also rapping in the song that if there's money on someone's head, he promises to get the job done, strongly implying that he had something to do with Quick's death.
I swear he must not like NBA Youngboy, because he could go out every big gangster rapper the same way and put together some shit easily. He go at every big gangster rapper the same way and put together some shit. Every big trap rapper or whatever who got some ops or some enemies or wow. So LA would be like a real feeding place for him. But I feel like he got a place in LA. That's why he keep it real easy over there.
Interestingly, this murder being November the 26th, 2018, about a week after fellow blood rapper 6ix9ine from New York would end up getting indicted by federal prosecutors for his role as a shot caller in the 9 Trey Bloods. Funnily enough, many people on Reddit at the time would speculate that the feds would likely soon be looking into NBA YoungBoy too, and speculating that there were 2 known murders and perhaps more unknown ones at this point in time. But despite the rumors and lyrics that seemed to tie the hit to infamous NBA member Big B, rumors would circulate on Reddit that the real killer was a lesser-known affiliate of NBA known as Doody Black, a friend of YoungBoy's who was also a rapper himself. Some have suggested that the two might have actually carried out the hit together. YouTuber 3J Knows the Truth would claim to have been told by those in the know that these were the hitters and that Big B was the one who took the shot.
It was allegedly 2 people on the Boulevard Quick hit. Allegedly or whatever, it was Big B and Doody Black. Big B shot or whatever. Boulevard Quick was walking outside, and when he made it to the parking lot, that's
because this drunken sounding fool say it was allegedly. Trap Lil Ross say, yeah, he's telling the truth. I'm rocking with that. He's right, FBI man.
when he seen Big B, Quick tried to run. Boulevard Quick tried to run back in the house, and they hit him or whatever. They hit him 2 times in the head. Big B and Doody Black killed Boulevard Quick. That's what somebody close to the situation DM me and told me. When Doody Black died, everybody started posting Boulevard Quick. When NBA Big
Who doing the crime with him?
B got shot, everybody started posting Boulevard Quick.
YoungBoy would post a picture on FaceTime with Doody.
He like a walking Reddit.
Black, and it's rumored that this was only a short time before the murder of Quick. Unfortunately, Doody Black, real name Darian Carter, was gunned down in his car in North Foster Drive in Baton Rouge on June the 11th, 2021, and the police were unable to identify any suspects, with many believing that TBG member Fredo Bang posting a picture with Boulevard Quick right after the murder of Doody Black was confirmation that he was the one responsible. Rumors have since spread that this was a paid hit as retaliation for Boulevard Quick's murder. YoungBoy would pay tribute on the leaked 2021 song Northside Legend, calling Doody that very thing and saying RIP. And he even seemed to express remorse over the retaliation that took Doody's life on the song Letter to the North, where he raps about telling his mother to send $10,000 to Doody's mother. Some on Reddit have suggested that there was never retaliation for Doody Black's murder because he wasn't a true member of the NBA crew. But while YoungBoy later would use his music to express his pain and regret over the lives lost in the name of protecting the NBA.
Now notice how he says, someone suggested that they didn't care about this because he wasn't really a part of the crew. Someone suggested. Do you know how many comments he get? He picks through them, and the ones he likes, he takes. He goes through Reddit. He picks through Reddit. The ones he likes, he takes. And I don't got nothing against Trap Lord Ross. You feel me? I'm using this content right now. Shit, he might shut me down, but you gotta analyze the truth.
Empire. After these 3 murders, YoungBoy would begin rapping more and more with pride about his triple body count. At this point in time, YoungBoy had already become a well-established and prolific artist in the rap game, who was known for his unmatched work ethic, devoted fan base, and his unique and versatile style, which ranged from emotional auto-tune ballads, which his fans described as pain songs, as well as incredibly aggressive anthems designed for sliding on your...
And through this whole, so far, we didn't hear the police accuse or allege or nothing. YoungBoy killed anybody. He's not a suspect or none of that. So just notice this is the first time we hearing on a big platform that YoungBoy is a suspect for 19 murders.
Ops, which his fans would describe as murder songs. And it would be this latter subgenre of murder music where YoungBoy would begin to talk more about his infamous body counts. Some of the first songs that mentioned specific numbers were seemingly made around 2019, not long after YoungBoy's killers had allegedly caught their 3rd victim, Boulevard Quick. One of these being a song known as All in My Way, which was supposedly recorded sometime in 2019, although it would only be leaked in November 2021. In this song, YoungBoy would rap that he has 5 bodies under him, but you have to subtract 2, possibly referring to the 2 attempted murders that he got after his cousin Boozilla's death, or the 2 losses that his own side had suffered, Big Dump and Boozilla. In another song called Murder Man, which was reportedly first played by Youngboy.
Youngboy say, I'm an alien. You gonna believe that? Youngboy say, I'm really a white man. You gonna believe that?
His ex-girlfriend during an IG Live on November the 18th, 2019. Youngboy seems to imply that he has 3 bodies, and that someone who talks shit about him on Instagram.
Youngboy seems to imply that he has 3 bodies. You know his genre, right? You know the entertainment and his field, and you don't understand business, huh? This is all business.
Is going to be the 4th, with this likely referring to King Von, who had just recently dissed Youngboy in March of that same year, suggesting that he'd been lying in his music.
Youngboy talking about on this song, bro.
It's like a nervous cop that always shoots somebody when he's nervous. It could be any race. I'm not saying a specific race. Misinterpreting the situation. Got a hype dude, but he kind of big. Big white guy. Guy had a few drinks, but he's just a little hype. See, notice I ain't saying black guy. But I'm just talking about the situation of a guy that don't know what's going on and how dangerous it get when you don't know how to read the room and understand something, and you just want to run with it. You make up a story in your brain, run with it. Only other motivation for doing that this hard at this level is you getting a check for this shit. Besides, not from Google. We love Google. We love YouTube. Shout out to YouTube. You feel me? But I feel like, and people are saying you might be possibly getting another check. You feel me? And ain't nothing wrong with that either. Keep up the good work, sir. The hell do I care? They got work. But let's analyze. He said your boy was allegedly and accused of all this stuff. I didn't hear nobody accuse him but him.
What? You talking crazy on this man.
Oh, yeah?
He ain't even like that.
Oh!
On his mind.
On his
Cap. You got cap in your raps.
But more about what happened to Von later. But this was only the beginning, and only 2 years after this number had more than doubled, as he would claim on his King Von diss song Dead Trolls. By 2020, Youngboy was claiming to have racked up 7 bodies. Ironically, the exact same number of bodies that King Von was rumored to have, indicating that in 2020, there was actually a direct rivalry between the two on who had the most murders, with them actually seeming to be neck and neck in murder counts during this period. But who were these 4 people who Youngboy had allegedly killed in less than a year in order to go from 3 to 7 bodies and catch up with King Von? Well, Youngboy and his 4K Trey's growing affiliations with other gangs in Baton Rouge also brought them several new enemies that would end up supercharging the ongoing war in the city and rise the body count significantly.
And that's all because of Youngboy. You heard all the gangs he mentioned, all of the and the area that been murder capital for a while, all type of shit. This is all because of Youngboy, according to Trap Lord Ross. They started killing because of Youngboy all of a sudden, according to Trap. Let's go, because I still ain't hear no cops suspect. I ain't hear nothing. All I heard was Trap's what he say, and I guess what he say go in the streets. I don't know.
By the end of 2019, Youngboy had a rumored 3 bodies under his belt, but he was also killing it in the rap game. October 2019 would see him hitting 2 career milestones that he's still not surpassed. His highest charting hit single, Bandit, with Juice WRLD, and the release of, in my opinion, the greatest album in his catalog and the best album in modern gangster rap, AI Youngboy 2. If you want to know...
Nah, that's a classic album. I don't want to say all that, but I fuck with that one. That's a banger. Fucking Youngboy, bro. Talent, pure talent. That boy is talented. Talent bring power, influence, and all that, but influence bring the blame. It's your fault.
More about the industry success that Youngboy was having around this time, go and check out the 6-hour video that I previously did on Youngboy a couple of years ago. But behind the music industry success, things were getting very complicated in the streets for Youngboy and his NBA label / gang. At this point, Youngboy's street rivalries in his hometown had revolved almost completely around his years-long beef with his former friends in the crew TBG. However, coming into the 2020s, another deadly beef would emerge, which I've covered in depth on my second channel, Trap More Ross, this being the beef between 2 gangs known as the Vultures and the Bleeders. The Vultures come out of the so-called Bankstown hood on the north side, which is known as the Third World, while the Bleeders hail from the Glen Oaks neighborhood, also known as Oaktown, which is located to the east from Bankstown. Youngboy's deadly street alliance 4K Trey would eventually become entangled in the beef between the Vultures and the Bleeders due to shared alliances and rivalries, as Bleeders became allied with
So while young boy is in prison, as you said, or in house arrest, or if he wasn't either of those, he's on tour on the studio making a lot of money. He doing all this too. He calling all these hits too at the same damn time. Please analyze what I'm trying to tell y'all. For real. Get this out of here. No, cancel. Analyze what I'm trying to say, y'all. For real. Misinterpretations is dangerous as hell.
With TBG, while Vultures became very close with 4K Trey, with the most popular Vultures rapper, YKWHIFV, even receiving an NBA chain from Young.
All my people at the ghetto know how gangs work. Ain't nobody up top calling them shots like that. Nah. Come on now. These are black gangs. We ain't talking about this. You feel me? Everybody a gangster. Everybody, they feel a way, they gonna move.
Personally. According to online rumors, the chain of events that sparked these new alliances allegedly begun with a murder that hit Youngboy on a deeply personal level. The connection in this case leads back to yet another gang based in the Sherwood Forest neighborhood on the east side of Baton Rouge, which is most famously represented by B-Way Youngie, a popular rapper who is Youngboy's actual little brother, with the two of them sharing the same father, while there's also a third brother known as D Gobbler. B-Way and D's gangs rep several different names, such as Goblin Gang or...
You know, I really feel like this is a episode of Youngboy, big family, very popular rapper. Everybody fucking with him. He got the sound of the Baton Rouge streets. He got the sound of the world. Got the sound of the YNs right now, I'll tell you the truth. And when you got a big family spread around, that makes the influence even crazier. We can't say he's out here doing, you know what I mean, making these dudes do it. They'll do it. Come on. Look at the whole situation, though.
DHG, aka Dark Hearted Goblins, and they also rep the number 6 and are sometimes called simply the 6 or 600 or 6 the Crew. B-Way's gang had a long-time rivalry with a gang alliance known as 300, which was founded by youths from two different hoods, Mall City on the east side and Gardier, aka G-Lane, on the far south side. On the afternoon of December the 2nd, 2019, 17-year-old Javon Brown, aka Jay, an alleged member of the 300 alliance, had just got out of the school bus on Ottawa Drive when 3 teenagers began harassing him. What began as a fistfight quickly escalated into gunfire, and within moments, Brown was struck by a bullet and collapsed on the sidewalk.
No, Youngboy did that too. It's insane. Crazy as hell. It's crazy as hell. And people are like, why Youngboy don't really respond to this dude? I think Youngboy said something, but not really too heavy because it's promotion. He's a gangster rapper. This is big promotion for him. And especially if he ain't really do the dumb shit y'all saying he did, and do all that, yeah, go ahead, talk all y'all want. Major promotion. He just made 70 fucking M's on a tour.
Approached him, they started a fight with him, and during that fight, one of them pulled out a gun and shot him.
Brown was rushed to the hospital where he died early Tuesday morning.
Almost immediately, detectives began rounding up suspects connected to the attack, and within 48 hours, 3 teens were in custody, including a 16-year-old Kevin Anderson, who had himself gotten shot by accident during the incident, as well as Youngboy's brothers B-Way Youngie, real name Jeffrey Tate, and D Gobbler, real name Devon Tate. B-Way faced charges of being a participant in the incident.
He couldn't have had that name in New York.
While his brother was booked for allegedly being the trigger man.
The East Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office saying that it was 18-year-old Devon Tate who pulled the trigger, his brother Jeffrey charged as a principal, both avoiding capture until Wednesday.
As Redditors later pointed out, the feud between B-Way's DHG crew and the 300 Alliance played a key role in drawing Youngboy's 4K Trey gang into the war, once the 300 eventually aligned themselves with the Bleeders. And while Youngboy himself had personally no part to play in this murder, people online considered this murder to have been the very first catalyst that started the war between these two alliances, that at this point included 4K Trey and DHG on one side.
See, when Jimmy was talking about the irresponsible YouTubers that's making millions, I hope he had these dudes in mind and not the little guys like Hassan and them. You feel me? Even though Hassan is a big dude in the YouTube street pause, he get his money. But these are the guys with the irresponsible shit.
And the Bleeders and 300 on the other. Meanwhile, according to more online rumors, B-Way's charges were eventually dropped.
According to rumors, according to this, somebody said on Reddit, they said there's no official references at all. This is a big problem, Trap. Then you say he's accused of this, he's accused of that. My number one question of the show is, who accused him? Who accused him?
But his brother D remains in jail on charges stemming from Jay's murder and other incidents that took place while he was out on bond. 300's revenge for this murder would come already a few weeks later when 17-year-old Gervonta Taplin, also known as Tay 6, an alleged member of the DHG gang, was killed in a Christmas Eve home invasion.
New at 5, this is our first look at the teenager killed early this morning in a shooting. His family tells us someone...
Imagine how he could say alleged member of a gang, but he could say young boy did this and killed it. Vaughn is a serial killer. Vaughn was not even convicted of one murder. He got daughters, whole family. He wasn't convicted of one murder. This is America. I thought you innocent until proven guilty. It's funny how he could say this kid's an alleged gang member, but he say he's a serial killer. This is he put his facts where he want to. I guess I'm not tripping. YouTube streets. I can't stop him. He's too powerful and big. Hopefully I could do a reaction and get away with it, though, and talk some shit.
And came inside Gervonta Taplin's home and shot him.
Tay 6's alleged killer was arrested a few months later in February, and he would turn out to be 17-year-old Covarius Garner, aka Cutter or Juice, according to the newspaper.
He looked like a wild boy. Man, it ain't even just because it's crooked eyes. Just, yeah, he looked, what the hell? That boy looked like a reptilian.
Who had confessed the murder to the police while also admitting that he was a member of 300. But while the law had so far been quick to catch both sides of this rivalry, 300 was already about to lose another member, as yet another gang would get involved in the war. The next victim would be 17-year-old Gyron LaBouffe.
Okay, you're saying a lot of bodies. You're not saying how young boys connected to him or nothing. You're just going through murders in Baton Rouge.
Promising young athlete and a rapper who was known by the stage name Gyron Bang. He was apparently active in the streets too, with pictures of him toting firearms and fist fighting circulating on Reddit. On the evening of Saturday, February the 8th, 2020, Gyron had left his home to go and buy a birthday gift for his mother at the Mall of Louisiana, the largest mall in the state.
This documentary was rushed. This documentary wasn't good. It doesn't seem as good as the rest. We still watching it. It seemed like his new channel ain't really hitting like that. I see Poetic Flacco getting bigger numbers than him on certain shit. He need a money grab. It's the YouTube streets. Google send out them checks every month for these dudes. This looked like it was rushed. He knew it was going to get some heat. He knew it was going to get some action. It's a young boy. He grabbed it out the air and putting together all these murders, and they all young boys because Trap said so.
A popular hangout spot for the local youths. According to comments on Reddit, he bumped into 3 of his ops in the mall, leading to a fistfight, Gyron getting the better of one of them. This led those youngsters to come back with guns, catching Gyron on a street outside the mall, where they opened fire. First responders would find him suffering from multiple gunshot wounds near an apartment complex close to the mall, and they would rush him to hospital, where he would later pass away from his injuries. According to local news, Gyron's friend later told investigators that the two had indeed gotten into an altercation with a group of teenagers inside the mall. Later, as they left and headed towards a nearby trampoline park, they would run into the same group again, and after a brief exchange of words, that's when one of the teens pulled the gun and shot Gyron. But what the news didn't mention was that Gyron wasn't just an aspiring rapper, but also an alleged member of the 300 Alliance, who could be seen in his music videos, repping the gang while toting massive guns.
If you don't know, Trap feeding that information to them people, then you are bugging. And we can't be mad at him. Shit, he found a way to get money on both sides.
Less than a week later, the local news would report how Gyron's alleged killers were captured, these being 3 teenagers who the police had tracked immediately after the shooting.
14-year-old Bradley Payne, 15-year-old Iman Street, and 16-year-old Frederick Tate, all facing second-degree murder charges linked to the shooting death of Gyron LaBouffe.
These teens would all allegedly be affiliated with gangs that were 300's rivals. But most interestingly, one of them would turn out to be a youngster named Bradley Payne, who is now better known as the rapper 38 Young'un. He hails from the very same area where Youngboy himself grew up, around the 38th Street on the north side, and repping a gang known as the Northside Rangers, or NSR, which according to some Redditors is part of Youngboy's 4K Trey Alliance. And 38 Young'un himself is seemingly very well connected to people close to Youngboy, even having made a song together with one of NBA's main members, Ben 10. Following Gyron's death, particularly many members of DHG, the gang that was repped by Youngboy's brothers B-Way and D, would diss Gyron mercilessly on social media due to their own beef with 300.
This little man.
Damn, that nigga wanted to join 16.
Damn, man. Rest in peace. Trying to hit the purple, son? You ain't trying to hit the purple, son? Man, you trying to hit the purple, son? Shut up. I bet.
And that's a smooth tactic too for the feds. Like, drop this, NBA did all this. Go to Reddit, watch all the real killers come out. I did this, I did that. Smooth tactic. I peep. Hopefully, I will get my ass in trouble again. That's a smooth tactic though. That boy is a plant. Trap Lord Ross found the way to get money on both sides.
Well, we're gonna roll you up in that purple then, son. Straight up.
B-Way himself would also seemingly participate in the dissing, like in his April 2021 song Goblin Gang, where he raps how he's never going broke again, adding that ish dead, just like Bang, which appears to be a targeted diss towards Gyron based on his rap name, Gyron Bang. Also, 38 Youngin himself has seemingly dissed Gyron in his music too, like in a song and music video that's since been deleted, where he raps how he smokes such strong weed that it makes him see J, B, and C, with J seemingly being a reference to J, aka Javon Brown, while B refers to Gyron Bang. C, on the other hand, refers to yet another dead 300 member called Chris, real name Christopher Fields, who was allegedly killed by his own friend. The two other suspects in the murder of Gyron, Iman Street, aka Mond, and Freddie Tate, aka Tay Huncho, would later be convicted in the case, with Tate pleading guilty in 2022 after having the charges reduced, while Street also eventually pled guilty to reduced charges in 2024, still facing up to 30 years in prison. 38 Youngin's charges, on the other hand, were seemingly dropped, but he would be back in the news in 2023 when he and others were charged with allegedly committing crimes as part of a gang, known according to the local news as Never Broke Again Northside Rangers, this name obviously suggesting that the crew had branched off the original NBA crew around the 38th Street that was led by Youngboy, with all this showing that if anything, 38 Youngin's ties to Youngboy and NBA and his 4K Trey crews had only grown stronger.
Members of a Baton Rouge street gang were formerly
led by Youngboy. Led by Youngboy. Let's analyze that. How are they led by Youngboy? That boy Youngboy is out of town. That boy is locked up in the damn. He's a rapper, makes a lot of money. What gang is that stupid to make the rapper that make all the money the leader and the guy that's going to go down for all of these alleged bodies? There's no gang that's that. I'm sorry. That's what it's just amazing though. The the things that people do when they believe what they say is true, or is it just a ploy? Like I said, he accused Youngboy of something he ain't do. Then the real ones come out. What? I did that, nigga. On Reddit. Or no, he didn't do that. So somebody, you know how this shit go, man. This is a crazy thing to me because I'm just really analyzing it. Everybody taking it, oh, it's just another trap documentary. He did this before. It's nothing. Nah, he rushed this. I can see that he rushed it. He's getting real crazy with it. So that tells me this probably is just a thing to throw people off and make Reddit get lit and make them dummies come out and start talking that shit on Reddit, because that's where he get all his real info from Reddit. Them kids be really, and he believe that's another dangerous thing. You gonna believe some dumb kids on Reddit? What happened to the police work, bro? For real.
charged. Bradley Payne, Jermonte Clark, Twain Bridgewater, and 3 juveniles were accused of being part of the NBA Northside Rangers. A grand jury indicted the 16s on charges within the criminal street gang statute in an effort to make the charges stick.
On Reddit, some users have claimed that Gyron's murder ended up escalating.
See? Perfect example came right in. On Reddit, some people are saying he didn't have an official name on Reddit. Just some guys are saying dangerous for the youth them. Them man are dangerous for the youth them. Them man I work for them people. Alphabet boy.
The city's gang war significantly. And while it's not clear whether that's true or not, the killing in the city would certainly reach its peak during the early 2020s. But while these younger, Youngboy-sanctioned NBA crash-outs were stoking these new deadly beefs, the 6th murder that occurred under Youngboy's watch was much more personal.
Okay, well, after all the murders he's talking about, this is the one murder that he's saying that occurred under Youngboy's watch. He's on murder 6. So Youngboy did all the other 5, but we didn't hear how and what happened. Nothing like that. We just heard gang violence and people dying in his area, and he wasn't nowhere near, nowhere around it. Now we on murder 6, and he's saying this is under Dirk's watch. He better be careful. Them gang, they're gonna get tight. Nigga, I ain't under nobody watching, nigga.
The sixth body traces back to Youngboy's early childhood, when his best friend Lil Dave, real name David Cobb, was shot and killed at just age 16 during a so-called Rest in Peace picnic held in honor of another slain youth in 2010. Lil Dave's killer was never caught, and according to police, the murder investigation was particularly hindered by the community's unwillingness to cooperate with them. Youngboy would continue to honor Lil Dave's memory in his music, but he would also rap about his desire for revenge, like in his 2015 track Homicide, where he promised that once they catch the person that killed Lil Dave, he will die, and in the 2016 track R.I.P. Lil Dave, where he promised revenge for what was done to Lil Dave. However, there would be a drastic shift in the way that Youngboy rapped about Lil Dave 2 months into 2020. In his unreleased 2020 track Hold 13, Youngboy raps that they killed Lil Dave when he was 12, but once he made 20, he knocked the killer's face off. The line made 20 could be seen as
okay. That means he killed somebody. He's talking about a story in his hood?
A reference to either Youngboy reaching the age of 20 or perhaps racking up a net worth of $20 million by this point, or possibly even paying $20,000 to avenge Lil Dave. He would also expand on this in his other songs, like rapping in his 2024 track Missing Everything that he had a flunky pop the person that killed Lil Dave, while in a leaked song called Yesterday, he raps how his life is not anything like it was in the old days because he doesn't need to get revenge for Lil Dave's death anymore. On another leaked song titled Fighting Demons, Youngboy would rap how he woke up one morning and heard that somebody had caught the boy that killed Lil Dave, and described frantically calling Ben 10 for an update on the situation and being disappointed to find out they didn't hit him in the head with more than one bullet. Online rumors would eventually connect these lyrics to a shooting that took place on March the 1st, 2020. That night at around 7:40 p.m., 28-year-old Lewis Cryer was standing outside on the 6700 block of Cambridge Street when a car rolled past and someone opened fire. Cryer was hit multiple times and rushed to the hospital, where he would later die of his injuries.
Police are trying to get to the bottom of a drive-by shooting in Baton Rouge. Someone shot Lewis Cryer on Cambridge Street Sunday evening. That's just north of Airline Highway.
In the streets of Baton Rouge, Louis Cryer went by the nickname Scooter, and allegedly he belonged to a gang known as the Young Goons, or YGs, who were the previous generation from the Bankstown hood before the Vultures got started. This gang was indeed long rumored to have been responsible for the murder of Lil Dave, with Reddit rumors even pointing to a specific 4K Trey member known as NBA Q, aka Lil Q.
Is anybody not offended that his only main reference is Reddit?
Being the person who avenged Lil Dave for Youngboy, he would be someone that Youngboy would shout out several times in his songs for being a shooter, apparently part of a deadly duo with another 4K Trey member called Big E, aka Chopper Boy, with one post circulating on Reddit claiming that Q has 3 bodies, while Chopper Boy...
Reddit, again, claiming one post, claiming that he has 3 bodies. And you're spreading this information. That's...
has just one, and one infamous 2017 Youngboy lyric would describe the duo carrying out a hit for him, saying that they run down their ops with a special delivery from Youngboy. However, officially, the case of Scooter's murder remains unsolved, but all of these lyrics paint a vivid picture.
Poetic Flacco, he's the best hip-hop documentary guy ever. He's the best London, not even hip. I can't even give him hip-hop London hip-hop documentary because he don't do hip-hop documentaries. He embellishes and makes up shit on gangster rappers, and he studies drill shit through Reddit. He studies drill through Reddit.
Of this murder just being another part of Youngboy's reputation as the infamous murder man of Baton Rouge, and Reddit commenters are convinced that Youngboy was directly responsible for calling this hit, with lyrics from the leaked song Hurt Somebody, aka Out My Body, seeing Youngboy appearing to take credit for avenging Lil Dave and referencing someone called Jordan lining it up. Now, Youngboy was seemingly using his rap riches to settle old scores from the streets of Baton Rouge from 10 years ago, but it would seem that just...
I promise he a plant. If I get in trouble for this, they don't know. So that boy a plant, though, I promise.
Despite the NBA crew reaching the upper echelons of the rap game, this didn't mean their long-running and biggest ops from TBG would be spared. During 2019 and 2020, the beef between NBA and TBG would reach deadly new heights. On songs, Youngboy kept throwing shade at his old friends, like in the song...
I gotta realize, Youngboy team, back when G Money was alive, was looking at Youngboy to get them where they at now. I know they all got money, they all doing their thing. G Money team was looking at him to get them and, you know, make them pop. G Money had the talent. G Money was a star too. You feel me? So the crews get real sensitive, especially when they gang banging. Anything could happen. anybody could jump out and do what the fuck they want. Gangsters ain't no the way he tried to make it seem. Shit just go down. You heard him violate the team. They over there like, what? He talking about us? Nigga, and then turn to gang banging. Then somebody beloved get killed like G Money. Now the shit really get turned up.
In April 2019, where he seems to imply that TBG used to run Baton Rouge, but now they can't claim that anymore, while proudly bragging how he had been getting so many people killed that he had made the whole city of Baton Rouge mad at him for putting so many big bags on people's heads. Unsurprisingly, TBG wasn't about to let this kind of disrespect go unpunished. The following month in May, Youngboy was booked to perform at Rolling Loud, the biggest rap festival series in the country, where his name would be found on the 4th row of Sunday's performers. It's hard to imagine Youngboy being so low on the billing now in 2025, when he's selling out stadiums back to back, but at this time in his career, he was still just a young and hungry rising star. And the festival taking place that year in Miami was stacked with other rap stars, many of these being the rap game's biggest artists at the time, descending on Florida to perform, including the likes of Lil Durk, Lil Wayne, 21 Savage, Kodak Black, and Chief Keef. Funnily enough, one of the other artists who was there was Young Thug, the very same person who, according to some rumors, had actually blessed Youngboy's 4K Trey gang into the official Money Murder Blood Gang umbrella. Early Friday morning, Youngboy was allegedly out partying with Young Thug. A shooting would take place on an interstate highway. TMZ would break the story, reporting how the target of the shooting had been Young Thug, but other outlets like the Miami Herald would later report how Youngboy had also been present. A couple months later, in June 2019, one of TBG's main rappers and alleged main shooters, Lit Yoshi, would release a song titled Cutter, where he would drop some very interesting bars about him and another TBG rapper, Seven Hardaway, catching their ops on an interstate and adding how Seven was driving while Yoshi was shooting, with fans on Reddit later connecting these lyrics to that Friday morning shootout. But unfortunately for Youngboy, his troubles in Miami were just getting started, and only a few days later, on Sunday the 12th of May, when he was supposed to be taking the stage at Rolling Loud, he was targeted by shooters in broad daylight at one of the most high-profile hotels in the whole of Florida, the Trump International Hotel and Beach Resort in Sunny Isles. As online sleuths would later put together, Youngboy had made a crucial mistake, leaving his geolocation on whilst tweeting, giving up his location to his ops. And as he and his entourage were about to make their way to the festival, they would be ambushed outside the hotel by assailants who pulled up in a black Cadillac Escalade.
Wow, okay, so what do we have here? He said he was going to prove that Youngboy killed 19 people. I didn't see him come close to proving nothing. He said he's going to break down all the clues and all the evidence. I didn't see no clues and no evidence. I heard the word rumors repeated 1,000 times. I heard Reddit repeated 1,000 times. I heard unknown associates mentioning stuff online. That's who he listens to, but he has no proof. It's not solid, not legit. It seems to me like he's putting together a case fishing, and then the kid's gonna come out on Reddit and be like, nah, you got that wrong. Let me tell you what really happened, and things like that. I think that's a strategy that Trap Lord Plant uses with the FBI, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's in the Fed's office right now, building that big case, gonna take down the whole gang, and he's gonna skate away. And the messed up part is he building that whole case off of nothing but
public rumors, and I can't when his body count was still at 12.
Like the Mikey boy, posting reactions, can't you tell? Gotta laugh, got a point, join